We are about to embark upon a series of strange and exciting, dangerous adventures. Adventures that will lead us to all parts of the world.
Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we are looking at Absolute Batman Issue 1 from DC Comics in 2024. Written by Scott Snyder, art by Nick Dragotta, colors by Frank Martin, letters by Clayton Cowles. Cover by Dragotta and Martin. Cover's kind of boring. Batman's proportions look a little weird. The bat symbol is barely decipherable. And his cape looks exceptionally bizarre because it looks like he just has weird gloves on. Plus the masthead is slightly off center, making it look a little distorted somehow. So I only found that to be an okay cover. Batman's head just looks super small because the masthead being off center puts the M right above his head, and the size of his torso makes his head look tiny. It's almost as bad as that Liefeld Captain America picture that's so legendary. The more you look at it, the weirder it gets. So Alfred Pennyworth comes to Gotham. He's still apparently working for MI6 and never worked for the Waynes, and he is here to check out a local gang known as the Party Animals, and they wear these helmets that look a lot like the mask that you see on Black Mask. We find out Bruce Wayne is working out at Croc's gym, where Waylon is not Killer Croc, but a local who runs this gym, and Bruce Wayne apparently knows him and is friends with several people that would have been part of his rogues gallery, because in this universe, he's not a rich playboy. He's a poor guy living in a sketchier neighborhood. Well, the Party Animals are run by somebody who wears a weird DJ-looking helmet, and this guy is going to be controlling the underground. He dispatches some of the bigger gang bosses while Batman goes out to try and stop the Party Animals who are killing indiscriminately. They go after Mayor Gordon, but don't worry, his race-swapped daughter is there to protect him, and Batman shows up to fight the good fight. Well, it's pretty obvious that he was influenced by bats because he's Batman, but the cape isn't really a cape. It's more like extended arm pieces that allow him to fight in combat. But although this is supposed to be a more brutal setting, Batman still does not kill. He is a little more likely to maim, but beyond that, he seems to be pretty much just Dark Knight Batman. One of the more ludicrous things is that his chest symbol becomes an axe, which is the dumbest thing about this book, hands down. And he comes to blows with Alfred, and they seem to have a bit of an exchange. We learn that one of Bruce's parents is still alive while the other was killed on a zoo outing, and we're left with a bit of a cliffhanger ending that reveals one of the other rogues gallery and how much different things are going to be there. Some of this seems a bit recycled. It does have a very Dark Knight feel, so if you've read Dark Knight Returns, it's going to have a similar sort of atmosphere. Batman's a lot more brutal, a lot more willing to do serious injury to people, but it's still not outside the realm of what we know of as Batman. A lot of the damage he does is cartilage and breaking limbs for sound effects. He's not actually killing anyone. It's not that much of a distinction between this Batman and Dark Knight Returns or regular Batman. So I thought it was okay. The whole thing with the chest symbol being an axe was completely dumb. And the weird extensions for his arms that are supposed to be his cape, I thought were kind of goofy and really needed to be elaborated on a little bit. But overall, it's fine. Is it worth the cover price at $5? Not really, but most new comics aren't. It's not the worst thing I've ever read, and so far it's okay. I'll pick up issue 2. Hopefully it'll get a little better. It's an interesting take on the Batman universe and the characters that surround him as peripherals, but so far I'm not overly impressed. So a soft recommendation. If you can find it cheap, then I would say pick it up, but I don't think it's worth the cover price. You'll probably be able to find this relatively cheap in a few months. I don't see this really sticking around and being a classic unless something really exciting happens in the next few issues. It's not a bad story, it's just not that exciting yet. But that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the episode, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future reviews. If you'd like to help the channel out in other ways, links are in the description to various support methods. And as always, we hope to see you on the next one.